Shalom, Brother Riot. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Mashiach, Malak Yahushai. Right? This is going to be a quick video to stay on fire in this thing, man. To be diligent. Right? To be on fire, man. Right? Because if you're not on fire, right, you're not burning for the Lord, you're not a consuming fire, you're going to get sifted out in these last days, man. Now is not the time to fall back into the world. Now is not the time to do the lust of your flesh, man. Now is not the time to fall back, man. Right? And then become a 2/3, man. You got men falling out this truth all day, every day, left, right, east, west, north. Hey, everybody falling out, man. We got to stand firm in this thing. We got to be fervent in spirit, ready to pray, ready to fast, ready to give alms, always having faith, always being diligent, being the first brother at camp, right? And the last brother to leave, man. The first brother on the conference call, the last brother on the conference call, man. Right? The first brother dropping down on his knees to pray to our Father which is in heaven, man. It's the book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 11. Not slothful in business. And the Lord don't want a man that's slothful in business. It's business to be taken care of, man. We got elect that need to be sealed. We got mighty men that need to wake up, man. We got houses through the Spirit we have to build up, man. Right? What the Lord say? Not slothful in business. If you got a business, you're not going to give your business over to that nigga, man. That fool. That slothful man. That slothful woman. You're not going to do these things. Not slothful in business. Fervent in spirit. What does it mean when you fervent? You ready. You anxious. You can't ready. You imagine when you was down, 14 or 15 years old. You was anxious, right, and fervent. You couldn't wait till your father, your mother let you drive. Right, you kind of felt grown. Right, you was in that big old parking lot. Hey, that's how you got to be ready to jump into these prophecies, man. Right? When you getting off of a fast, you kind of run into that water to get something to drink. You got to run to the living waters, man. Because we was once in a drought state. We was once in a drought understanding. Right? And now the Lord is waking us up, building us up, man. And we got to be fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord. Rejoicing in hope, patience, and tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. So we got to be instant in this thing, man. Don't just pray when you feel like it. Don't pray as soon as you just wake up and then you go back to sleep the damn day, man. You got to be fervent in this thing, man. Day in and day night, right? All hell breaking loose. You got to be ready to pray for the Lord, man. Right? Praying this thing. Let me get another precept. Right? In the so-called little device, you know, it just said I was on 20%. So Lord willing, I could bring out a couple more precepts through the Spirit. Right? So let me bring this out. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 2 and 9. For ye remember, brethren, our labor. So the apostle said, look, I want you to remember our labor. The times we labored. The times our back hurt. Right? The times we didn't get no sleep. The times we was hungry. For ye remember, brethren, our labor and travail. For laboring night and day. What the apostles say? Laboring night and day. Don't just labor on the Sabbath day, man. Right? Labor night and day in this thing. Labor when it's hot outside. Labor when it's cold outside. Labor when it's people around. Labor when there's no people around. Labor when the camera on and labor when the camera off in this thing, man. It says what? For laboring night and day, because we would not be chargeable unto any of you. For we preached unto you the gospel of Yahweh, man. And that's how we got to do. We got to be fervent in spirit, ready to answer every man, going to the precepts, studying to show yourself approved, laboring night and day, not getting no sleep. Don't give a damn about her. Don't give a damn about him. I'm not courting you right now. I don't care about this marriage as far as doing the lust of my flesh and going to the damn movies, man. It's work to be done. You follow me. And if I'm on fire, I'm going to take care of the household and everything going to be in order. Mighty men got to understand these things, man. Now is the time to put your foot forward to fight this fight, man, and to be on fire. Right? And catching on fire sometimes could be hard when you're feeling low. Right? You may be beat down. You may be like, damn, I just went off. Right? You may feel like you're about to get sifted out. And that's when you immediately show why the Lord woke you up in the first place, man. Right? You do your due diligence. You be fervent with your first love. Right? And let's get that, man. I'm thinking of so many precepts, man. To the old, to the new. Right? Wish I had some readers in this thing, man. Right? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 5. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen and repent, man. You got to love these first precepts that got you to fall in love in the first place. You remember that first time you bumped into her, and she kind of bumped into you, then y'all kind of smiled and laughed. Next thing you know, y'all holding hands. Remember that first estate? Hey, that's how you got to remember this truth. What woke you up? What had you to fall in love? What had you to cast away your friends, your family, your old understanding? Subdue it and come in this thing in righteousness. Remember that first feeling. Remember those first precepts. Do the same things which got you in love in the first place. Now, what would matter? That you get your woman an expensive $1,000 Rolex, $1 million Rolex with diamonds in it, or give her that first note that you gave her first that said, will you go with me? Right? That would make her scream in joy, man. Make her pass out and make her have them same feelings that she once had when you first met her. The same way we have to go to Deuteronomy 28. We got to visit the book of Revelation 2 and 5. We got to remember what got us on fire in the first place. Stop trying to get too deep. Stop trying to just look at precepts to cut up Esau and jump back into this thing, man. Jump into the living waters from the Old to the New Testament, man. Right? I don't have no topic in mind. Right? The Spirit hopped on me and we going in this thing, man. Right? We going in this thing. And now is the time to be fervent in spirit. Diligent. Right? Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras. Right? Chapter 9 and verse 44. And it said what? In those 30 years I did nothing else day and night and every hour but make my prayer to the highest. Right? Nothing day or night, but every single hour I'm fervent, making my prayer unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man. Stand on fire in this thing, man. Because the Lord is a consuming fire, right? We just did a Revelation 15 breakdown. We just did a Q&A, right? Hey, the Lord is in the heavens on fire, mad every day, man. Looking down, right? And ready to execute vengeance on the earth, man. While you sitting there smoking weed, while you sitting there being double-minded, while you sitting there being slothful, while you sitting there reprobate, right, sitting there with your arms folded, right, you're not on fire, you kind of falling back slowly, hey, the Lord is going to sift you out, man. Don't play with the Lord in His truth, man. Every day when you wake up, you have to labor like it's your last day. Michael Jordan said he played every game like it was his last, man. What if tomorrow you was going to get sifted out and you ain't know that? You think that man that's smoking crack, he know he gonna get hit by a car the next day? If he did, I bet you would have threw that crack down. I bet you would have tried to find that man on the corner that was teaching the truth. I bet you would have repented. You don't know your lot. You don't know what's gonna happen an hour from now. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know what the hell is gonna happen after this life is over if you make it and live to see the end of this thing, man. The end of the life. Every day, every second, you should be fervent and breathing and giving everything in you to the Lord, man. If you living presumptuously the lust of your flesh, you're not going to make it, man. Right? Because the Lord is visiting those men that are fervent and giving more water to the garden and rising up those trees, man, in this thing to bring forth fruit, abundance. Right? Let me get another precept, man. Matter of fact, let's jump into Acts, man. It's the book of Acts. This whole thing kind of crazy. It's the book of Acts, right? Chapter 16 and verse 20. And brought them to magistrates, saying, these men being Jews do exceedingly trouble our city. You should be troubling the cities that you in, man. You should be shaking your arms so much. All hell should be breaking loose throughout the four corners of the earth. Everybody should fear you when you walking past like they did Samuel. When Samuel came, did you come peaceably? When you come with this red book that they know nothing about, with the Bible, you got your staff in your hand, you mean business, you off steer, you knowing the prophecies, right? You ready to wake up Jake, you ready to get on these nations. They should get the hell out of the way saying, look, these men trouble our city, man. Who are these men? Who is this nigga? Hey, we the servants of the Lord. And teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither observe, being Romans. Hey, we don't give a damn about being Americans, man. We don't give a damn about being a Roman. We don't give a damn about the lust of the damn cities and flesh that this society cares about, man. And the multitude rose up together against them. And multitudes are going to raise up against you for speaking this truth, for being on one accord, for being strong. They're coming together, man. From casting down every wicked imagination and thing which coming up against this truth. Everything is going to rise up against you. Not only a true warrior, fighter, swordsman, mighty man, captain, general, officer, leader, and king in this thing are going to prevail, right? It says, and majesties rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safety. You should be raising so much hell, they grabbing you up, ready to bind you down, throw you into the prison cells, lock you up and throw away the key, man. Right? That's how much hell you should be raising out here in righteousness. Who have received such a charge, thus them into inner prison, and made their feet fast and stop. And this will happen from then. And then at midnight, now certain men would have gave up their faith. Certain men would have fell asleep, would have cried, would have rent their garments and said, the Lord not dealing with me. Right? It said what? Who having received such a charge, thrust them into inner prisons and made their feet fast and stop. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto Yahweh. So who ready to get locked up, beat down, cast away, everybody hates you, come up against you, turmoil, wickedness, and violence, and you still on fire for the Lord, man? They sing praises unto Yahweh, and the prisoners heard them. So suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's bands were loosened. Right? So if you stay on fire in this thing, you be diligent, you have faith, right? You fervent in the spirit. You don't give a damn if you get locked up, beaten, many stripes, everybody trying to kill you. And the latter end, with 2 seconds left on the clock, hey, the Lord is coming, man. He coming speedily. Don't give up the faith. Head in the guillotine. You getting whooped. You in concentration camps. Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Matthew, the 24th chapter. Luke, the 21st chapter. Mark, the 13th chapter. All hell breaking loose. 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. 40 on down. Swords coming against swords. Hey, when all of this come to pass, and you got to have faith with 2 seconds left on the clock. And what did the Lord do? And it said, what? And immediately all the doors were open and everyone's bands was loosened, man. And the last time, the last second, hey, I'm ready to get beamed up. Lord willing, I make it. I'm going to be looking up like it says in Luke 21, man. Don't look down. Don't look to him. Don't look to her. Don't plead to the so-called white man. Don't bow down. Hey, look up to the heavens, man, because that's your hope. That's your power. That's what's going to keep you in this thing, man. Right? And I'm kind of mad that this damn device said that it was 10 seconds. 10, what is it called? So-called 10 on the, what is it called? Battery level. It's on 10. Right? All right, we're going to go to this thing go out, man. It's the book of Luke, right? Chapter 21. This whole thing kind of crazy, man. 28. Luke 21 and 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, people chasing you, killing you, casting you down, whooping you, strangling you, binding you up, putting you in the FEMA camps, chasing you down, you a menace to society. When these things begin to come to pass, then look up. What the Lord say? Look up. Don't look down. Don't lose hope. Don't pass out. Right? Don't cry and then start plucking out your beard in this thing, man. And the Lord said, look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And that's fire, man. And the Lord said, when all this begin to come to pass, don't get caught up with everything going on, man. Look up, man. Look to the Lord in this thing, man. Because he's going to guide you, protect you, strengthen you, man. Pull you with his righteousness. Did not the Lord say he is the God of them and the guide of them which keep my commandments? Meaning he's going to literally be a guide in those days. He's going to raise up, see men jumping out of trees, choppers and drones and tanks and screams and rapes and under bridges. He ain't going to know where to go. But the Lord going to say straight up and down, he's your God. He's going to make your spirit sit down. 5 minutes later, he's going to rise you up, tell you to go right. Next thing you know, you're going to fall to a secret place, Lord willing, and be safe in this thing. Guide you to food. Guide you to that Bible that the enemy stole from you, man. It could be a Bible just sitting there, right? Undefiled and untouched. You kind of find it. You open it up. Kind of open it up to Luke. First thing you look is 28. You read it. That's the spirit. And then you just caught fire in this thing, man. Right? Let's go to another precept. Right? Let's go to another precept in this thing, man. Right? And that's what it's all about in this truth, man. Praising the Lord. Right? It's not about fame. It's not about money. It's not about women. It's not about none of these things that these fools and wicked men glorify it out to be, man. Right? You should want nothing more than to labor in this thing for our Lord, man. Nothing else, and teach the children of Israel. Right, man? I'm already in Deuteronomy. Let's get a Deuteronomy precept. Right? Wherever the wind blows says it listed, so is the spirit. Hey, wherever the page open is what we gonna pull, man. No precepts written down, no lesson, no nothing. Right? It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 24. For the Lord thy God is a consuming fire, even a jealous God. So the Lord is a consuming fire, man. Imagine waking up and you on fire every single day. Imagine waking up and the first thing you think about, you drop it to your knees and you praising the Lord. You don't want to eat because you'd rather eat the true words of the Lord, man. The honey, the milk, the wine, right? Things that are going to sustain you spiritually, man. Imagine being on fire every single day like the Lord, man. And that's where I want to be. Hey, a brother said one time, which was fire, brother Naquan said, I want to labor more than Paul in this thing, man. Right? And that's fire because I want to labor more than Paul. I want to labor more abundantly than the men I'm reading about, man. If you're not trying to I want to be right close to Paul in this. Why don't you want to labor above Paul? Why don't you want to labor above Peter? Why don't you want to labor above Silas, Barnabas, right? Why don't you want to labor above these men, man? Right, Nathaniel, which was fervent and had no guile. Why don't you want to labor more abundantly than they all, man? Right? And there's times in this thing where you wax mighty and you feeling like you on the top of the cliff and you ready, right? You walking with your frankincense and myrrh. You got the Bible. You got everything. You on fire. You got your staff. You know the precepts. And then it's times where you kind of feeling weak in this thing. Because Satan got a hold on you, man. Satan done cast you down, right? And it pushed you in a field of slothfulness. It pushed you in a field of having understanding to where I don't know if I'm going to make it in this thing, man. But what the Lord said. Let's go to Proverbs. It's the book of Proverbs, right? Chapter 24 and verse 30. I went by the field of the slothful. So this is the Lord. He's going by the field of the slothful, right? And he's visiting his vineyard, man. And the Lord plants you in this thing. What does a good husbandman do? He looks at his vines. He looks at the men bringing forth fruit, and he looks at something that isn't. Now, what happens when you have a dirty, defiled, stinky, wicked, molding fruit? What happens? The rest of the fruit around it starts to get molded in this thing, man. Next thing you know, the whole batch is off. But if you take that, throw it out the vineyard, man, then what else? The fruit is going to prosper. So the Lord is looking in his vineyard, meaning the man that he has planted down in this thing, man, watered with the knowledge of the Lord and started to bring forth fruit. He went by the field of the slothful and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. Now you got men void of understanding going to and fro in this thing. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns. Don't be that thistle in Mark the 4th chapter, all grown over with thorns. You losing hope. You being cast down. You just thinking about women all damn day. You think about lust all damn day. You trying to make it and being a rapper in this society. You trying to be a singer. You trying to be a bad bee, man. You trying to impress your friends. You don't want to be a weirdo. Hey, we don't give a damn about none of that stuff, man. It says, and lo, it was all grown over with thorns and thistles, right? And had covered the face thereof. And the stone wall thereof was broken down. What is that stone wall? Everything you built up in this truth, man. It was broken down. Now, you may have put one brick down, which was fasting. Put another brick down, repenting. You put another brick down, right? And I'm casting away that old man. Then you put another brick down, and you building up the spiritual temple in these last days. But as you being slothful, you falling back in the world, you cleaving into the lust of your flesh, you not being fervent in spirit, you not giving a damn about the Lord, really, right? Because you care about more pleasing yourself, the cares of the society that you like to do. What the Lord say? And covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. Everything you built was for naught. Everything. You've been in this truth 5 years. Don't mean a damn thing to the Lord. You done silked 1,500 of the elect. It don't mean nothing because you fell out, man. You could do so much, fast 3 times in a week, damn give to the homeless, but you pass out and fall out in the last damn Trump, man. You not gonna make it. The Lord said the stone wall thereof was broken down. And you don't want to have things broken down in this thing, man. Who the hell wants to start building, right? You kind of sweating. You roll up your sleeves. You go do the work of the Lord. You turn it up. And then next thing you know, it got stolen, whatever you bought. Or it crumbled. Or it did not come to pass a thing that you envisioned for the thing that you were building. That's how it's going to be in this truth if you turn your back on the Lord. You put your hand to the plow. You start doing the work. You jumped in the vineyard. You start planting seeds. The Lord gave the increase, which is the water. And next thing you know, you look back and you're not fit for the kingdom. All I did was look back. I mean, but no, that's not right. Look at all this work I did. Hey, the Lord don't give a damn about the work you done put in, man. Because He's going to raise up a prophet right in your next city, right next door to you, that's going to be twice on fire than you ever was, man. The Lord is looking for diligent men, right? It says, then I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction. Meaning I finally looked and said, man, you know what? This truth ain't a game, man. All hell about to break loose. Why do I hate my brother? Why do I envy this brother? Why am I lusting after this sister so much? Why do I secretly like this man's wife? Why do I secretly indulge in weed behind closed doors? Why do I secretly do X, Y, and Z? You got to ask yourself these things, man. Right? It said, then, right, I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction. So sometimes the Lord got to beat you down, but then He going to build you back up in this thing, man. You might get locked up. You might get your ass whooped, right? And you might start forgetting how to break down Deuteronomy 28. You don't know whether to start at 15 or start at 3. You're scratching your head. Oh, hell, hey, the Lord can do that to you, man. And then next thing you know, He twisting it up, turning up the fire. And the next thing you know, man, every page of your Bible was highlighted in this thing, man. Right? And say, yet a little sleep. What the Lord say? Mean a little sleep. Meaning when you get a little sleep in this thing, you kind of pass out. Hey, you're going to fall asleep and stay asleep, man. What happens when you go to sleep, right, and go like this to your alarm clock, right? I'm talking to the old heads, right? We know we got phones, right? For the sake of the metaphor, you hit your damn stop clock, right? You fall asleep, right? Hit it for 5 minutes. Next thing you know, you wake up and it's lunchtime. So 4 missed calls from your so-called boss saying, don't come in tomorrow, nigga, right? I never liked you. Next thing you know, a little sleep done caused you to lose your job. And this is our job in this thing, man. This is a 24-hour, 7 days a week job that we cannot damn throw in the towel, lose, stop going. This is a job that we have to take day in and day night in this thing, man. It said, yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little going back left, a little going back right, a little looking at her, a little indulging in this. Yeah, man, I'll be over there. As soon as you go over there, and you start smelling weed, music bumping, ass shaking, Jake cooling. You get to missing that old life, man. You don't want to have a little sleep, a little slumber, and a little folding of the hands to sleep, man. So shall thy poverty come unto thee. What does it mean that poverty is going to come unto you, man? That mean you're going to get broke, then you check your pockets and you don't find nothing. No, that means you're going to lose all the spiritual riches that the Lord gave you, man. You're going to lose everything. Now, whether you know it or not, everybody watching this is a millionaire in the spirit, a trillionaire. You know the knowledge of truth, which cannot be bought, right? The measures of rubies cannot be compared to it, right? Proverbs, the 8th chapter. Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter, right? Job, the 28th chapter. And you got to dig into this thing. True wisdom, Proverbs, the 2nd chapter. You have the innumerable riches that cannot be measured, numbered, nor anything can defile into it, man. But soon as you give a little sleep, poverty is going to come. Because you are rich. Proceeding to the Lord, man. I know that poverty, right? But you rich in this thing. But as soon as you fall back to sleep, you fall into poverty. You fall back into losing the riches and the knowledge that the Lord gave unto you, man. And the next thing you know, you reprobate. Next thing you know, man, you in the world, man. Next thing you know, you end up like damn Quadash, right? Next thing you know, you end up like a bunch of other niggas, man, in this thing, man. Next thing you know, you turned your back on the Lord. You start reading. You know, closed up your Bible. And you kind of grinned in the back of your head when you did it, man. Next thing you know, man, hey, the Lord could put you to death in this thing, man. Right? It says, so shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy wants as an armed man. So you gotta be in this thing, right? I don't want no man that's not on fire next to me in this thing, man. If you're not on fire and diligent, then take your ass back in the world, man. Right? Hey, man, it's too many precepts to pull, man. My phone is about to die, so if it abruptly cut off, right, that's Satan, right? Let's get to class. Hey, man, I'm led to believe I'm going to keep talking to myself when this thing close out, man. Right? And I'm going to still keep reading as if somebody's listening, man. Right? Because that's how we got. I don't give a damn about this camera. Right? Hey, the thing said, hey, you got to jump in this thing, man. Right? We got to continue to be in this truth, man. Right? Don't give up in this thing, man. I be sick of seeing Jake waxing worse in this thing, man. Hey, brother, reach out to a brother. Call me, man. If you got my number and you know me personally, call me. And if you're not, you don't want to get in Pacifics, man, we can sip some yan, man. Hey, we can read some precepts, man, of encouraging, right? But whatever you do, don't fall away in this thing, man. We too close. What the hell you doing driving a 7,000 mile drive to a destination and you getting 4 blocks away and you running out of gas? Because you didn't prepare yourself for the journey. And you're almost there. Right? Straight like that, man. Well, for the sister that need help, right? Lord willing, reach out to me or the channel, whatever you're comfortable with, and we're going to throw some precepts your way, Lord willing. Right? This is Revelations chapter 3, right? In verse number 15. I know thy works, and thou art neither cold nor hot. You're neither cold nor hot. You in the middle of this thing. You kind of in the truth, but you out the truth. You kind of on fire, then you not on fire. You kind of come in the camp, then you kind of a no-show. You kind of want to do the work of the Lord and perform and make videos, but you kind of don't at the same time. Right? You kind of lukewarm. I would that thou were cold or hot. That's coming from the Lord. That's why I always say if you're not on fire,